Welcome to the Sarah Stevenson Tuesday Morning Forum. I'm Mary Johnson, along with our facilitators, Ms. Laura McClady, Carlenia Ivory Canty, Jackie Walton Edwards, the red mask on, Nathalie McGarren in the back, she's our timekeeper, Winston Robinson walking in the door, Steve Johnston, he's our website and technical editor. We have Miss Aretha Sherrill, and she's our chaplain for today. Our forum runs from 8:30 to and maybe about 10 till we'll take 10 to 10, we'll stop and take announcements because we usually have announcements. If you have announcements that can be written, they can be sent to Steve Johnston, and he has the website, and he can put it on the website. It's sjohnston@tuesdaymorningforum.org. We always begin with a prayer. Ms. Aretha.
Good morning. Good morning. Please bow your heads and let's pray together. To our Creator, we begin with, Father, we thank you for this Tuesday. We thank you for this space, this time to settle down and thank you. We acknowledge this moment as your time. Thank you for our lives and our journeys. We acknowledge that we are filled with astonishment daily of your generosity in our world, in our United States, in our state, in our county, in our city, and our neighborhoods. Continue to bless us, Father. And please bless the children every place. It's in your Son, Jesus' name we pray. Let us say together, amen.
Thank you so much. Do we have any first timers here? Do we have anyone here for the first time? We'd like for you to stand and introduce yourself. Good morning. Good morning.
My name is Lisa Arches. I'm the new district director for Compass Mama Alma Addis, who will be joining you in a couple of weeks here as your speaker for this forum. I just came out to meet a few people just to see what your forum. I need another phone. See what your forum is all about. I've lived here now for about 8 weeks, and I've heard great things about all of the things that you all are doing. So I just wanted to join you this morning.
Thank you so much, and come back. And do we have any? Okay. You're not here for our person. I'm waiting for the floor. Oh, okay. Do we have any other first timers? Okay. We'd also like to welcome our virtual audience. They're here too. So welcome and continue to join us. And come on down, as they say. Come on down to the Belmont Center and visit with us. Okay, our guest today is Ms. Ginny Harper. She's the Community Programs Coordinator for DSS. And we have with her Ms. Carlo Battle, and she's the Community Resource Center Manager for the Department of Community Resources. We're waiting on, I think Ms. Vannoy is on her way. She's caught in traffic, but she is Tara Vannoy, and she is the housing specialist from the Blue Ridge Community Action Organization. And with further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Ms. Ginny Harper to get us started. Oh, let me go over a few housekeeping rules. Following your presentations, all your presentations, we will have questions from the audience, but they will raise their hands and we'll call on them. You don't have to worry about that. We'll call on them in the order that they raise their hands, okay? And Nathalie is our timekeeper. And we'll give the people maybe 30 to 45 seconds to ask their question. And then you can take maybe 2 minutes or so, however you need to answer the question. Okay, so we'll get started.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, everyone. Again, my name is Ginny Harper. I am the Community Program Coordinator with the Mecklenburg County Department of Social Services, and I work with our energy programs. Some of you, I do remember seeing your faces virtually last year, where I attended a couple of your meetings last year to share this energy information, and I'm very grateful to be back with you guys again and to not only share with you information about our program for fiscal year 23, but I'm also going to share with you information on what we did for FY22, just to kind of let you know how much money we had, how we spent down the money, and a lot of that is in part because of the folks here in this room and that are participating in this forum virtually. So just want to say thank you for that. But just going to give you a kind of a quick overview, and I think for those of you in here, you may already have the hard copy handouts, but just going to give you some information on our energy programs. There are actually 3 programs that are a part of the DSS Energy Programs. The first is what we call CIP or CIP. It is the Crisis Intervention Program. Also, there is LIWOC, or what we call LIWOC, which is, and I know all these acronyms, that's the Low Income Household Water Assistance Program. I know that's a mouthful. And then there's also LEAP, or LIEAP, which is the Low Income Energy Assistance Program. I'm going to start with CIP, just to kind of give you a little bit of information on that, and then we'll move on to the others. The Crisis Intervention Program, or what we call CIP, it's a federally funded program. This money is money that we have that's available year-round or until the funds are exhausted. And these monies are in place to help assist low-income individuals and or families with their heating or cooling costs throughout the year. So if you know of anyone who may be behind on their cooling bill, from the summer where it's been, really, really warm, and they're just not able to keep up with their electric bill and run the risk of disconnection, the SIP dollars that we have could assist. Just to kind of let you know, too, just to kind of give you the historical information on SIP, these are dollars that for probably the past couple of decades, we had given this money to Crisis Assistance Ministry for them to distribute for us. And the decision was made last year that that money would come back to DSS for us to distribute. And so last year was the first year that we actually distributed the funding. And, we were excited about having the money back in-house with us so that we could distribute. And I think it was by bringing it back in, a lot of folks really saw the benefit of it being at DSS. It made it easier from what we heard from folks. It made it easier for them to access the funding because they weren't having to go and, wait in a line to stand to try to get assistance on the day of disconnect. They could call us to set up or to apply for the assistance. Folks can go online to apply. If they choose to. If they want to come into the office, they can come in and apply with us in person, or they can mail in an application. We try to meet people where they are. So just to make it easier for them to apply, and at the same time, it allows people to maintain their dignity while they're going through whatever financial crisis they may be facing. So the Crisis Intervention Program, those dollars, again, are available year-round or until the funds are exhausted. We definitely have money available now. So, again, if you know of anyone who might need that assistance, anyone who may be in jeopardy of disconnection, anyone who has been disconnected and they need assistance, then we may be able to help with that. Also, sometimes when folks are moving to a new location, they may be required a security deposit. And if they're required a security deposit in order to establish their utility service, we may be able to assist with that as well. As well as, reconnect things. If a person's service is disconnected, then we can also assist with reconnection of services as well, and then try to get them caught up to a zero balance. So the crisis intervention program is great. There is a $600 max that a family or an individual, a household, I guess I should say, can receive within the fiscal year. And our fiscal year runs from July 1st to June 30th. So there is a max of $600 that we can help with SIP funding. But let's just say if someone needs help with, let's say $200 right now, and then as it starts to, get cooler, they may need some assistance in the winter months, they can come back to us again. And we can assist again, but again, up to $600 for that fiscal year. We can assist with the crisis intervention funding. The next program that I'm going to speak with you about is the Low Income Household Water Assistance Program, or what we call LIWAP. I know, easy for us to say, right? This program is this is new. This is actually temporary grant funding that we have received from the state to help, again, low-income individuals and or families with their water accounts. So, if you have someone or if you know someone who is behind on their water bill and they need some assistance, we may be able to provide that assistance that they need. The first group of folks that we help are definitely those that have had their services disconnected. Those are definitely the priority group. Second to that is anyone who may be in jeopardy of disconnection, if there's a household that runs the risk of disconnection. And then thirdly, the next group of folks that we could help is someone who may they just may have a bill that they just can't pay. Sometimes there may be a situation where there's a really bad water leak at a house and the bill is just too high to even pay to get to a place where you can, manage your bill. That group of folks we can assist as well. So with this program as well as the SIP program, in order to qualify, and I'll share this information with you a little bit later in the slides, you have to be at 100% of the federal poverty level to qualify for the funding, and I'll show you those numbers a little bit later. But with LIWAP, there is no limit in terms of the dollar amount that we can assist with. There is no max. It's not just $600 per fiscal year. There is no max that has been assigned for this program in terms of what we can assist with. But if you do have, or if you know of anyone that might need that assistance, please send them our way. Because again, we may be able to provide the assistance that they need. And thirdly, the last program that I'm going to speak with you about, and I just wanted to save that for the end because this is more of a winter program. It is the Low Income Energy Assistance Program, and many of you may be familiar with what we call LEAP. LEAP is, again, a federally funded program to assist low-income individuals and or families with their heating costs during the winter months. This is really especially helpful to seniors that may be on a fixed income And you know how it is when, when you're on a fixed income, and I see there are a few seniors in here that may be receiving, some of you may be receiving Social Security checks. Is that a yeah? Yeah, okay. All right, so you know how in the winter months, how those heating bills can, tend to go up? Yet those checks don't go up, do they? That's right. So that money, the LEAP money, is there to help low-income individuals and or families with those heating costs. So with LEAP, it is a one-time check. One check, you can apply for it every year. This is money that would be applied directly to your heating bill. So if you heat with electric, for those of you in Charlotte, most of you, that's going to be Duke Energy. Or if you heat with gas, that's probably going to be Piedmont Natural Gas. Whoever your heating company is, we would mail the check directly to that utility, and it would go toward your bill. With LEAP, if approved, you could receive anywhere from $300, $400, or $500. It would go directly to your bill, and it just kind of helps offset those higher heating costs that you may experience during the winter months. But again, it's a one-time check. You can apply for it every single year. I wanted to also kind of share with you guys, and I think, when we spoke last year, I was sharing with you guys that we had an issue where we always were sending back money to the state because people weren't applying for the assistance. And that was one of the main reasons why I came, to this space to ask for your help in sharing the information with the public so that we could get the word out to folks so that people who qualify for this money would actually apply for it. Over the last couple of years, because of the pandemic, things, were just, we all know how challenging these last couple of years have been. But of all the challenges, one of the really great things that happened for us in providing assistance is we were provided what we call pandemic funding, which was, money to us. The American Rescue Act was able to provide some additional assistance for us to help more families. And so we had what we called pandemic LEAP funding. So where we typically would have folks apply for LEAP assistance, those that were 60 or older and receiving food and nutrition services, as well as families who had children in the household at ages 0 to 10 that were receiving food and nutrition services. If they received LEAP the year before, they didn't actually even have to apply this past year. They were just automatically approved, which was great because it helped keep folks safe. So that way they're not having to come into the office to apply for the assistance or having to reach out. So that was really great. And again, it was additional funding that came to us where we were able to assist these families. So there were a lot of dollars that were pumped in our communities during the pandemic, and LEAP was no exception. Now, I just want to share with you, because I know that when we talked last year, and as I was speaking with Steve and Jackie earlier this month, and I wanted to come back to speak with you guys, I wanted to kind of let you see what we did last year. And, this is not just what DSS did, but this is really what you guys helped make happen too. Just by sharing this information with the public, I just kind of wanted to let you see what your help was able to accomplish. These are the dollars that we had allocated to us for our energy programs. The LEAP dollars that we had, that's the heating dollars that we had, was a little over 3.3 million. The pandemic LEAP, those are the dollars, those automatic payments that I've mentioned to you for those that are 60 and older, and for those families that have children 0 to 10 years of age in the household. That was like $5.4 million in addition to LEAP that we already had. And then the crisis intervention program, we had a little over 2.7 million. And then the water assistance, we had 1.3 million. And you guys, this is just dollars for Mecklenburg County. So, I mean, that was incredible. And just, this slide just kind of lets you see how many applications we had taken, how many people were actually approved. And the great thing that happened this year with the LEAP dollars, because I think I kind of shared with you last year that, you know, sometimes if the money is not always spent, it just goes back to the state, and that would be so frustrating because it's like the people in the community aren't getting the money. What they did this past year was any money that was not actually spent from folks applying for the assistance, the state went back to those families that applied and that were approved for LEAP, and they went back, and all the extra money they put back into their heating accounts. So, you know, any money that was left over, they made like, I think it was 2 or 3 supplemental payments. So if any of you, or if you know someone that had received LEAP last year, or for fiscal year 22, they'll probably tell you that they got one payment that was either $300, $400, or $500, but then they got another payment that just came out of nowhere that may have been $300, or it may have been a couple of $100. And it was just extra money that the state provided to the folks that were approved for it, which was fantastic. So it allowed us to spend down all of the money that we were allocated for Mecklenburg County, which is absolutely huge. I was such a big fan of it, for them to do it that way, to give the money to the folks who so need it. So, so these are the numbers here, so you can see just how much money actually came in and went to the households here in Mecklenburg County. And again, yeah, we did some work at DSS to try to get that money to the families, but again, a large part of that goes to you as well for helping share this message with folks within the community, and just putting it on your, I know some of you guys have websites and Facebook pages, and people were posting our flyers to their Facebook pages and to their websites, and linking the DSS website from their page, and all of that information that you put out there helped us achieve this for FY22. So big hand to you guys. Big hand to you guys. So thank you so much. All right, and this is the page. This just kind of gives you the income limits for, you know, just to kind of let you know how a person may qualify. Now, keep in mind, even though these, well, let me just back up. For the crisis intervention program, and for the LIWAP program, the water assistance, those two programs, you can have an income limit of 150% of the federal poverty level. So it's a little bit higher than it is for, if you look over at the LEAP dollars, or the income limit. So with LEAP, it's 130% of the federal poverty level. But so you can actually have more household income and qualify for the cooling or heating assistance through SIP, and then for the water assistance then with LEAP. And if you'll note on there, I put at the top that these figures are good through September 30th. Typically, October 1st is when the state provides us with new income limits. We don't have, and I don't know, Carlo, if you've heard anything about the income limits yet, but I checked on it yesterday, and we still have not received anything from the state as of yet to let us know what those income limits will be starting October 1st. But as soon as we have those, I'll be sure to share it with the group so that way you guys can upload it to your website. But also keep in mind, if you know of anyone, even let's just say if you think your income is close to this to the income limit for the number of people in your household, I still encourage you to apply. Even if you think it's over somewhat, still apply, because the state offers these deductions for people that are working. For folks that are age 60 or older, there are deductions that the state provides. So even though your income may be over what appears to be the income limit, I still encourage you to apply for the assistance, because even with the deductions, you may still very well qualify. All right. And I believe that is it. This is my contact information. So if you guys need to reach out to me, that is my office number. I didn't dare put my mobile number on there because I don't want everybody in the world all on my mobile number. But if you guys need to reach me, that is my office number, and there's my email address if you have any questions concerning energy.
Okay, thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and hear you from Ms. Carlo.
All right, good morning, everyone, once again. My name is Carlo Battle. I am the Community Resource Center Manager with the Department of Community Resources. And super excited about being here this morning to share information with you about the HOMES program. And a special shout out to Ginny for giving me the inside scoop and inviting me here today. So thank you for that, Ginny. So the Mecklenburg County Helping Out Mecklenburg County's Homeowners with Economic Support, which is the HOMES program, is actually a program set up by our Mecklenburg County Board of County Commissioners and our county manager, Dina Diario. And again, my name is Carlo Battle. We're going to move on to the next slide. Oh, it's just, I have the thing. There we go. So today I'll provide a program summary and our FY23 initiatives related to the HOMES program. And again, the HOMES program is the Helping Out Mecklenburg Homeowners with Economic Support. So we say that the HOMES program is basically, it's an ally to the Mecklenburg County low to moderate income homeowners struggling with rising costs of owning a home. So we know that the rising cost of our living expenses, in combination with the price of gas and the price of food and all of that, with that, this program has been really beneficial for our Mecklenburg County residents. And basically the grant, it's an economic assistance grant equal to 25% of the last tax bill, not to exceed $340. And again, as I stated earlier, the program was initiated by our Mecklenburg County Board of County Commissioners and our county manager, Dina Diario, and it started in fiscal year 2021. Our program season actually started July the 1st of this year, and it'll end November the 18th. And with that, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the application process for the program. It's a really simple process, a one-page application. And so with that, applications can be submitted in various ways. We're giving our residents every opportunity to apply, all different avenues. Applications can be submitted via email, and I'll provide you with that email address in a bit. Applicants can mail in their application they can drop their applications off at the Community Resource Center and even apply online. There are some eligibility requirements for the program. We're looking at residency. So again, you do have to be a Mecklenburg County resident and you do have to be a homeowner. In addition to that, there's a tax status. So one of their criteria is that you haven't had more than one delinquent tax bill in the last 3 years. No more than one delinquent tax bill in the last 3 years. And then again, we look at income. Most programs do look at income. And with that, we look at the area median income set by HUD. And that area median income actually this year went up to about $96,000 by HUD. And with that, we've been able to qualify a lot more residents because those income levels went up. And so you start to look at a household for 1, a household for 2, 3, and 4. Those income limits are a lot more this year. So we're thankful for that. And then there's some other program considerations. So there's some programs such as the Homestead program. If you're receiving under that particular program, you would not qualify for the Homes program. The Mecklenburg County Assessor's Office has a lot of great programs as well. And with that, you wouldn't be able to receive a duplication of grants because of that. So there are some other program considerations that may qualify for the Homes program. And we can talk a little bit more about that if you have questions about those specific programs. There's about 4. So the grants actually are paid directly to the Mecklenburg County tax collector in the order in which they are received and when funds are exhausted. So basically, in a nutshell, the grant goes directly to the county assessor's office. So you do not receive a check in the mail. It goes directly to them and it's applied towards your tax bill, okay? And we do have a limited amount of funds, but we still have funds left. So we want to encourage everyone to still apply, to look at the eligibility requirements, and we're processing those applications in the order in which they were received. And we have a team of about 4 or 5 staff who are working diligently trying to get the applications processed. Again, that credit of 25% will be applied to your property tax amount, but it cannot exceed $340. So I want to talk a little bit about some of our fiscal year 2023 initiatives and strategies. And this is where you guys come into play, where we could use your help. Being here today has afforded us the opportunity to be able to share information about the Homes program and to educate our community about this great program that's been set before us by our Board of County Commissioners and our county manager. And some of the things that we've done is we have signage and flyers, of course. You guys have flyers before you today on the table. So please take those flyers. If you need extras, I do have extras with you today. We have billboard signage. So if you ever ride by 4th Street, you'll see that billboard and it has information about the Homes program. We've been able to provide flyers to some of our community-based organizations and some of our partners as well. Community outreach events. We have street teams where we're out there, boots on the ground, trying to share information about the Homes program. Most recently, we are scheduled to go to the Taste of Charlotte. So we'll have a team of staff out there passing out flyers and having conversations about the Homes program. This next initiative we're super proud of. It's a mass mailing of the Homes flyers. And so if you receive your property tax bill from Mecklenburg County, inside of that, you should have received a Homes flyer. Your flyer should have looked just like this flyer. So we were excited about that. We mailed over 400,000 flyers out to the communities. That's how committed and dedicated we are to this program and educating our residents about applying for the program. And so we were excited about that. And with that, we have received an influx of applications so that we can try to exhaust all of those funds. Media interviews and press release. We had a news release that went out by our public information team on July the 1st. We are scheduled for some radio ads and television or TV ads for some of our news stations as well. And then we also have a new process for applying. So we wanted to make it as easy as possible for residents to apply. So with that, they can now go online to our home's website, and I'll give you that information in just a bit. Complete that easy, simple application online and submit it directly to our team. And we're ready to process your application. And we may need some verifications from you in order to move forward, that verification of income, but it makes it a lot easier where you don't have to mail that paper application if you don't, have the opportunity to print and mail. You can just submit it online. And then lastly, we have our Community Resource Center pop-up shops. So as our customers are visiting the Community Resource Center, we're scheduling what we call pop-up shops. And we're just setting up in the lobby as customers are coming in for services, educating them about the homes program, assisting them with the applications, and just giving them the opportunity to apply. And also with that, we believe that we can spread the word through word of mouth. So even if you don't qualify, it may be that you can share the information with your family members, you can share it with your friends and other people in your community. So how do you apply? Like I said, it's an easy and simple application. It's a one-page application with just a few questions. You can go to our website, that's mecnc.gov/4, and that's the number 4 homes. You can call our hotline at 980-314-HOME, and that's 4663. We have staff who are answering the calls. They can help complete applications over the phone. We'll just mail it back to you and say, hey, give us your signature and send in your verifications. We can answer any questions that you have when you call the hotline as well. And then we talked about the drop-in. So our agency is actually located off of 3205 Freedom Drive in Charlotte. So there you can walk in, or residents can walk in to request an application, complete the application there, leave it in our Dropbox. If you have questions, we have staff who are ready to answer those questions as well. All right, so again, my name is Carlo Battle. I'm with the Community Resource Center, and I just shared some information about the Helping Out Mecklenburg Homeowners with Economic Support, the HOMES program. So again, I would just say, please encourage you apply if you feel like you're eligible, but please encourage your family members, your communities to apply, help us spread the word. We want to make sure that we exhaust all the funds that have been made available to us and to the community.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Okay, we now have Ms. Tara Vannoy. Okay, she's a housing specialist with Blue Ridge Community Action.
Good morning. Thank you for the invite. Again, my name is Tara Vannoy. I am a housing specialist with Blue Ridge Community Action. My main purpose in my job is I help low-income families complete applications for our weatherization assistance program. And our weatherization assistance program is for low-income families. Some of the little common names that they do call this program is that whatchamacallit program, the winterization program, the free heat program, the insulation program, or the doors and windows program. So weatherization, it is absolutely free to low-income families that qualify. It helps low-income families save energy and reduce their utility bills by improving energy efficiency and improving household safety and educating the public about maintaining energy efficiency in the home. It involves comprehensive testing of the home to determine what energy efficiency measures need to be installed. Once identified, those measures are installed by state-approved contractors. These are contractors that Blue Ridge has sifted through. A lot of contractors, they sifted through them and felt that they were the best candidates for the program to help with installing these measures in that program. Our main focus is on the elderly, the disabled, families with children, and high energy users, and the energy burden. Households that receive weatherization assistance may also get help through the heating, air, repair, and replacement program, or our HART program. That is a program that will help repair or replace your heating system. These are some of the things that we do as part of the program. We educate the clients in safety and energy efficiency. We professionally evaluate the single-family dwelling, multifamily dwellings, and mobile homes for safety and energy efficiency. We tune, repair, and replace heating systems and air systems as needed. Insulate your attic, floors, and walls as needed. We make minor repairs to homes for health and safety reasons, install smoke and carbon monoxide detectors, perform baseload and general heat waste measures, We install vapor barriers as needed and general air sealing. We also install an ashtray fan, which is a bathroom fan in the home, and that is required in order to receive the services. The structures that we can weatherize are single-family dwellings, multifamily homes that cannot exceed 4 connected units and no more than 5 on the property. Apartments are the same, and condominiums are the same. And mobile homes, we do not do campers. We do duplexes and triplexes. Who is eligible? Families with income below the 200% of the federal poverty guideline are eligible for our services. Families are categorically eligible for our North Carolina Weatherization assistance if in the prior 12 months, any member of that household has received any of the following benefits: the SSI, which is the Supplemental Security Income, the TANF, the Temporary Assistance to Needy Families, the LIHEAP, the Low Income Energy Assistance Program, or the Crisis Intervention Program. And also, I think the food stamps, which is not on there as well. If you do receive food stamps, you're automatically eligible for our program as well. However, the HARP, which is the heating program, does not recognize the categorically eligible, so you must not exceed that 200% of the federal poverty guideline. And all occupants must provide their Social Security number in order to receive the services. These are the documents that would be required in order to have your application completed. You would need proof of ownership. If you rent your home, we would have to have the landlord sign an agreement. If there's more than one person that is on that property, we would have them sign permission for services. We do need photo ID for anyone over 18 in the home, Social Security cards for everyone in the home, 12 months of electric and gas usage if you do have gas, 12 months of income for any person living in the home that is working or receiving any type of financial assistance, SSA, SSDI, SSI, or unemployment or whatever. This also includes income earned by minors that live in the home. Food stamps, crisis, TANF, and SSI, again, are automatically categorically eligible for the program. These are the income levels for our program. So just for instance, if you are a family of one, if you receive $27,000, your gross income is $27,180 a year, then you would qualify for our program, and it goes all the way up. And there are 2 ways to apply. You can go online to our website at www.brcainc.org/weatherization. There you will see the application. You can complete the application. You can also upload all those required documents to that application. Once you hit submit, it will go to either myself or one of a case manager that will complete that application for you, and you'll receive a letter stating whether or not you're eligible. You can also call and speak with an intake specialist who can assist you with completing that application over the phone. The counties that we do serve are Alexander, Burke, Caldwell, Catawba, Gaston, Mecklenburg, Stanley, and Union counties. You can call 828-438-6255. Extension 1531, that is my direct extension, and I can assist you with completing that application over the phone as well. And again, my name is Tara Vannoy, and I'm with Weatherization Community Action. I do want to thank the Tuesday Morning Breakfast Forum for inviting me over the past couple of months. When I first started with you guys, we were very low in applications. And I do just want to say that with your help, along with Ms. Carlo Battle, who allowed me to come in twice a month at her location and then once a month at the Billingsley location. We have more than exceeded over 200 applications within the last 6 months. So we have met our quota for the past fiscal year, which ended June 30th, and we have now started on our new fiscal year, which began July 1st. We're always taking applications. There is no deadline to complete an application. We do require that anyone applying does try to get their application completed within 30 days. If not, we do have to start that process over because it becomes outdated. And we just have to get your information updated. Again, thank you for having me today, and I can answer any questions if you have them.
Okay, thank you very much. This is going in and out. I don't know what's going on, but thank you so much for coming today and sharing this important information. We already have let's see, Jackie and then Tommy.
My question was answered when Ginny put up the how much money had been spent.
Oh, good.
Tommy?
I want to know how these programs are funded. Is it taxpayers' money funding the programs? How do you get your money?
Well, for the energy programs, they're actually federal dollars. I think, well, I know with ours and Tara, it's federal money, but it comes down to each state, and then the states distribute to each county. And then for Mecklenburg County, for the energy dollars, those dollars are funneled through DSS.
Winston?
Good morning.
Good
Thank
morning.
you all for your presentation. My question is for Jenny. For the 3 programs, we're looking at between 55 and 65% approval, right? And I wanted to know, so that money wouldn't get allocated back into the same pot, sent back to the state. What went into the decision-making process to increase funding for applicants as opposed to widening those parameters of who's eligible?
That was a state decision to distribute. I don't know why the light is on.
Right.
That was a state. The state made that decision to distribute the monies the way that they did. I'm glad that they did this year or this past year, because typically in the past. I don't believe this is on. Oh, listen. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm glad that they did it that way this past year, because just putting the money back to the families is much, or in my opinion, is much better than just, taking it back to the state and then distributing however they choose to. So, but the actual determination was something that the state made that decision this year, or this past year. And I take it that with the pandemic, and because there were so many people who had, lost employment due to the pandemic, that they made the decision just to funnel those back to the families that were actually approved.
Okay.
My question is about homes.
Yes, sir.
Did you say that it was a ceiling of $96,000? Is that per household?
Right. So
Consolidated everyone in the household?
the income limits were set by HUD, the Urban Housing Development. And so the area median income for the Charlotte area is $96,300. However, it depends on how many people you have in your household. So for instance, a household of 4, the income limit would be about $75,000. Yeah.
And for one, it would be what?
For one, it is $52,750.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Sylvia.
I want to get back to Clara, Jenny.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when it comes to the energy resources, and you say that the client has to go through DSS. Now, somebody made thought that was a good decision. But if a DSS worker already sees a client struggling, will that worker say, okay, well, let me help you out with this and refer? So DSS workers should refer this to their clients when they see them struggling.
Absolutely. And that is actually something that our workers do. And I'm sure that Carlo can probably speak to this a whole lot better than I can. But as people are applying for food and nutrition services or Medicaid or Work First, if the workers can see that the family is qualifying for our mandated services, they're definitely going to offer these other programs as well.
So the workers should offer.
Yes, absolutely.
And I appreciate you all definitely being here too, doing breakfast for them, but these programs are not reaching, and we do mental behavior health. $600 when they are, so they have to be in a cutoff range, because I know crisis say, well, you got to be ready for disconnect, you got to be ready to be evicted. Do these clients have to be ready for a disconnect?
Well, as I mentioned before, now you guys keep in mind, we're not crisis assistance ministry. We're not. So, and with our programs, for the water assistance, there are 3 different groups that qualify. The priority goes to those who have been disconnected. The second group are those that are in jeopardy of disconnection. But then there's a third group, which is, those folks that just have, maybe a really large bill. Maybe they've had a water leak and they can't, pay the bill. So you don't have to necessarily be in a disconnection or a state of disconnection in order for us to provide the assistance. And for SIP, for the Crisis Intervention Program, we don't want it to get to a place where you're disconnected. That was the whole purpose. One of the reasons for bringing the money back to DSS is so that we can try to meet the needs before people get in that crisis situation. So we're trying to meet people where they are. So if they have a past due balance, they're not going to have to miss a day of work to go stand in line somewhere to try to get help on the day of disconnect, where you're missing work. Someone who's working third shift can go online and apply for us at, 2 a.m. if they want to do that, and we'll get their application. So again, people can apply online, they can call us, they can mail in an application to us, they can fax us, or if they want to come in and see our smiling faces, they can do that too. And we'll take their application in person.
Okay, you mentioned that Carlos could elaborate. Did you want to elaborate any more?
So as far as meeting
Don't worry about it.
All right. Educating our customers about the different programs, and I have to concur with Jenny. When our customers come in, and we sometimes call our customers guests, when they come in for services, it's our obligation to make sure that we're assessing for all needs. And so while you may come in for an initial service, food nutrition services, as you're telling your story, as we're asking the questions, we are dedicated to probing to ask more questions so that we can help identify what those additional needs might be. And I do have to put a plug in about the Community Resource Center if I can. So the Community Resource Center is a consolidated health and human services agency. We're proud of the Community Resource Centers. It was initiated by our county manager, Dina Diario. We have another Community Resource Center slated to open next year, March. So you probably have seen that construction off of North Tryon and Eastway. And basically with that, it's a one-stop shop. And so the goal is to provide multiple services to our customers as they're coming into the Community Resource Center. And so we have a consolidation of departments there where we have Department of Social Services. So you may be coming in for LEAP or you may be coming in for FNS, but we also have Child Support Enforcement there. We have Public Health, WIC and immunizations. We have Veteran Services. So if you're a veteran coming in for services, you can come there and see one of our Veteran Services officers. And then we also have community partners. So let's say you're looking for a job. We have a career advisor there who could actually help you with jobs. And then lastly, we have services related to mental health. You know, sometimes we're dealing with mental health issues, and we now have been able to partner with agencies who can actually provide that service to our customers as well. And so just to kind of provide a big picture about our dedication to the communities and our residents of Mecklenburg County, we are assessing all the needs for our customers when they present for services outside of LEAP, outside of food nutrition services. You know, assisting with referrals for housing if you need that as well. And then the homes program, and then our partnership with Blue Ridge as well. So just wanted to put that plug out there. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. This is great. My question is, and I heard Ginny say you're not crisis assistance, and I understand that. And Ms. Carla wants you to know that that community resource, everything we need on Batesford Road. So when you get ready to build, let us know. What I'd like to know is, and you go out to the community, you do pop-ups, but where else are you in the community that we can find out about, that we can let individuals know? And I want to ask that, but also there are individuals who don't meet that income level of the HUD or whatever, educators, you know, people just don't meet it. Do you have resources that you can share with us, the county has, that might be able to help those individuals rather than just crisis, because it's hard to get in crisis.
Yeah.
So I'll answer the first question about the pop-ups. And so I think this is a great start to the partnership. We have partnerships with community-based organizations. As we're sharing the information, we rely on you all to take the information back to your communities. I can provide my telephone number, contact information, so that we can come out and we can have conversations with town halls. You know, if you have that scheduled, there's town hall meetings that we've attended as well. And so it takes a village. It's all about a partnership in the community working together. We don't always know exactly where we need to go, but we're very intentional about the partnerships. When we are asked, we're on it. We don't mind going out and having conversations and sharing information about the services that we provide. So I would invite you to make contact with us.
And I'll just add for DSS and for the things that I do in terms of outreach, and I could go on for days, but there are neighborhood organizations and coalitions. I attend those meetings to share information with the public. I will go to houses of worship, churches, and I have been to churches where, you know, this is before COVID, where I would go in on Sunday mornings and share information with congregations and sit in on church services, and I'll do the same now. So if any of you would like for me to come and share information with your congregation, I am more than willing to do that. I share information with, I have well over 400 community partners that I share information with, churches, again, neighborhood organizations and coalitions. I typically go to senior apartments, like some of the lower income senior apartment properties, and I sign up the residents every year for energy assistance. So if you know some seniors at, I hate to name them all, but there's probably 40 some odd properties that I go to. If you know some seniors at a senior property, I bet you I have been there, and I go there every year to get those residents signed up. And it's just, for me, it's easier for me to go to them than to have those seniors come to us. And I've done that for a number of years, and I've built a rapport with the seniors and those property managers, and not just for LEAP, but I'm doing the same thing for the crisis intervention program. So those property managers know that if they have a resident that is past due on their electric bill during the summer and they need some assistance, that property manager can get that application and get it over to me, and I'll get it to our energy team to get it processed. again, just to try to make it as easy and as seamless as possible, especially for our seniors.
Okay. Oh, my questions were already answered. Thank you. Winston?
Good morning again. I wanted to talk more about this 55 to 65% approval rating or approval process. I have a tenant who kind of toes the line of everything. Not quite a senior, history of under the table employment, no real tax records. If he were to apply to this, what barriers would you see him encounter?
For all any of it? Okay. Well, it's hard to say without, really seeing his particular information, but to qualify for SIP or for the LIWAP and actually for LEAP, there has to be at least one citizen or one U.S. citizen in the household. Someone has to be documented.
Yeah, he's a
What,
citizen.
okay.
Just employment record. There's
Okay.
just no history of provable things that usually hinder him in how.
Well, and see, that's another, if you don't have income, you're really going to qualify because income is, there's a max, income limit. But if you're underemployed or, you don't have any income, you will qualify for this program because, you don't have to be working or you don't have to have an income to qualify. We're here to help if the person meets the requirements, and definitely someone who is under income or, is barely making ends meet should qualify for this program. And, again, if it's, as long as they're, past due, for the crisis intervention program or with LEAP, you don't have to be past due to qualify for LEAP. Your bill could be at a zero balance. You pay your bill every month. But if you meet the income requirement for LEAP, that's just extra money that you can get on your bill as a credit. Because you have a lot of seniors that, and I'm just speaking of seniors, but that are on fixed incomes, and a lot of them, as soon as they get their bill, they pay it. And then they're left with a zero balance, but they can still qualify for the energy assistance. And that could be $300, $400, or $500 as a credit that will just sit on their account until they use that money up. And it's the same thing for your guy. So if your guy is under income or he doesn't have a lot of income, please encourage him to apply. If he's in need of any of these programs that we offer, I encourage you to have him apply.
Go ahead.
Tara, about the
Weatherization.
What my bad?
No problem.
Yeah.
The whatchamacallit program.
Sleep deprivation.
It's a lot. The weatherization program. What is the max amount that if you see a house just that needs a lot of things that are centric to weatherization, what is the max amount that would be qualified for? Also, what's the program like? What's the program success like if you are approved? For example, the same tenant, I applied for the city's TLC program in 2019. 2022, I'm still in the application. Like nothing has happened. I've been approved, but we're still waiting for, I guess, whatever happens with local government to happen.
Okay.
So from start to finish, how long does that process take?
So let me start saying that each home is like a footprint. It's different. So I can't give you say that this person's going to get $50,000 worth of work. I can't give you that type of information because every home is different. There's a number of assessments that needs to be done whenever they're approved. The energy auditor goes out, does assessments. Depending on what's needed, they'll do different type of assessments.
Is it a cap?
It is. So I'm gonna walk you through the process. I can tell you that whenever I first started with Ginny, because we had like less than 50 applicants in Mecklenburg County. We didn't have a wait list. They were going through them because we needed a certain amount of applications that we had, applicants that we had to have done by the end of the year. So anybody that was coming through, they were being approved. And as Ginny can testify, a client that she gave me, they started the work on their home no sooner than they had their application. We now do have a generalized wait list of 24 months. And the reason being with that 24 months is Mecklenburg County is a big county, number one. Number two, once your application is done and you've got your documents in, we have to put it in a state database. It generates a priority score for this county. So depending on what is on that application, some of the factors is disability, age, and your energy burden in the home. If you have a high energy burden in the home, that's going to help with your priority score. So that kind of gives you a priority. That priority score is what kind of really plays a part in it. The higher the priority score, the sooner you get served. The lower the priority score, you're on that wait list. So once you do your application, you submit your documents, you receive a letter. So say, for instance, on your application, you said that you had a roof leaking, your plumbing, you got a toilet that constantly runs, your faucet is constantly dripping, you may have a hole in your floor or something to that effect. Your heat's not working. You've got outlets in your home that don't work. So when you put all that on the application and you are approved, while you're on the wait list, you'll receive assessments. One of our main assessments that is required is a heating assessment. A heating contractor will call you, they come out, they look at your heating unit. That is required because we do the HARP program, which goes in with that weatherization. So that is required. The other assessments they'll do, they'll come out and see what type of extensive plumbing issue you may have. So they'll do a plumbing assessment. They'll do the electrical assessment to see what type of electrical issues you're having. Anything over the budget that is allocated for that home, if your plumbing is extensive or if your electrical is extensive, then that kind of caps it off and we would not be able to come out. We do refer our clients to Safe Homes with the City of Charlotte or Habitat. Safe Homes, I do know they do a little bit more extensive work than what we do. They're all about rehabilitation. So like if you had an extensive roof leak to where you needed a new roof, that's something that we don't do because it becomes expensive. So we would refer you to Safe Homes. If you apply with Safe Homes and they're able to come out and do that, once that work is done, we'll put you in deferment, but you can call us and say, hey, they done came out and put the new roof on. We'll put you back in that rotation and we can come out and finish completing what we needed to do in order to make sure your home is energy efficient.
And if I could just add to that, and I'm just going to let you guys know, and this is on a personal level, I have a neighbor that I had shared Tara's information with, and just in passing, I said, look, if you have any need, for upgrades around your house, just reach out to her. He did that. This is a man. It's a family of three. They have he and his wife. They have like a preteen, in the household, and they applied for the weatherization. This was, and I can't remember what month it was that he applied, but it was earlier this year. Last month, July, they came out and I saw a truck out there. I didn't know what they were doing. And then he ran over and told me, he said, Ginny, they're putting in my new heating system, my new, heat pump. I'm like, oh my gosh, I was so excited. I was flipping out, so excited for him. He told me, and I saw him later that afternoon. He said they had it in, he had air conditioning in his house. He told me that it had been 2 years since they had any, and I had no idea. It's my next door neighbor. I didn't even know that 2 years, he didn't even have air in his house. And then just last week, I was at an event with Tara, just last week, I'm pulling out of my driveway and I see these guys in a truck. They're going into his house with insulation. And I called him up and I'm like, what are they doing? And he said, Jenny, they're putting insulation all in my house, so he's like, it's free. And I'm like, I'm so happy for he was flipping out with excitement just to be able to get that work done. But again, that was the work that Tara is doing for the folks here in Mecklenburg County. And just to let you know how quickly it turned around. That's not to say that it'll happen that quickly for everyone, but I know from my neighbor at the point that he came in and applied for her with her, his has been done just in a matter of a few months. And now he's got a brand new heating and cooling system and brand new insulation in his house.
Okay, G.
Yes. You mentioned the Northeast Resource Center.
Yes, sir.
And some of the services that are provided. Can you also pay your property tax at that location also?
You can't pay the property tax at the Northeast, but if you go to the Valerie C. Woodard Complex, you can pay your tax bill there.
But you can't pay it at the Northeast?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. And back to the other question about Beatty's Ford Road. So we are slated to open multiple community resource centers throughout Mecklenburg County. So they'll be strategically placed throughout different zip code areas to make sure that we do allow easy access for our residents. So you're not traveling all over Mecklenburg County for services.
So
it's in the making.
You're coming.
We are northwest, couple of other locations. I can't recall them right now, but we're slated to open 4 more.
Okay, we're just gonna.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay in order here. But G, did you want to?
I got to follow up.
Okay, let me put you. Okay. It's Laura and then Laura, Jackie, Tommy, Carlenia, and Majid. And I think that's gonna be it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Go
Okay, my question is in reference to people that are experiencing homelessness. And you all mentioned that as part, it's in there somewhere. So can you all tell us what's going on with that situation with the people that experience homelessness and where you are in your programs and assisting them, or can you assist them?
Well, I'll speak for the energy programs. Unfortunately, these programs are not designed to assist those that are homeless, because to qualify for any of our energy programs, you have to have, a heating or cooling system and a, utility bill that you're paying for.
Okay.
So you have to have some type of, you have to have a utility that you're paying for.
Okay, what about the other program?
Right. And for the homes program, it's not slated specific for homelessness, but it is designed to help you maintain your home by helping you with that property tax bill.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And the other?
And ours is the weatherization program, so you do have to have a dwelling. Yes. Yeah.
And that with DSS, I just started with, I know that if you don't have a home, you all can assist, but so much has happened out here in the community.
That's right.
With the people that are experiencing homelessness, and they have been placed in locations. And in preparing them to try to get into a place, you all connect with them in any way, moving them from being homeless into a location. Because I know some of that is going on as well. Can you all, can any of you speak to that at all?
I would say I can't directly speak to it, but I know that there are some programs and conversations being had. I can't give you any specific information. If you want to give me your contact information, I can find out what I need to find out for you and follow up. Okay?
Okay, Jackie?
I'm good.
Okay, Tommy?
Yeah, my question is, let me get an understanding of this. You're using taxpayers' money to subsidize power and the electrical company and Mountain Natural Gas.
Well, this is, it's federal money, that we receive. It's federal money that we get.
Taxpayer money.
And that money is used to help the residents with their,
Due power. Pay due power.
I mean, I guess if that's the way you want to look at that, I mean, I like to look at it as helping a family to keep their lights on so that they can, cook and provide for their children and have heat and air in their home so that they can be comfortable and not run the risk of health issues from, overexhaustion from heat. So, but.
Good answer.
I guess it's all in the way you look at it, I guess.
You gotta say somebody. And I heard you say lights, you do lights too.
Well, for utilities. So if someone's heating, I'm sorry. Yeah, but if someone's, when I say lights, but if you heat with electric, then, of course, that's going to affect, that's your lights too. But I mean, we're providing assistance for either heating or cooling.
Okay, well, basically,
or water. So.
Thank you. My question is, do you have a weatherization flyer or some information in writing that you could share? And what about lead?
We do not address the lead, but I do have some flyers in the car. I can get those and get them to anybody that would like them.
I was just thinking about the service where people have lead in their house.
It's good. I don't have anything for that right now.
Yeah, maybe Safe Homes may be able to address it.
Another city had a lead-based paint
You be like that, but again.
program. Yeah, and they do have a area where you can apply to have the lead-based paint or removed. But that's, like the DSS, I guess, what you all are sharing this morning is very valuable, a lot of good information. But across the board, the lead-based paint abatement program that you have, that's another program that we need to bring here as well. So
Thank you, Laura.
they do, and address people experience things.
Okay, Mr. Steve, I think you said.
Good question, sir. How many resource centers do you have currently?
Just one off of 3205 Freedom Drive. It's the Valerie C. Woodard Complex.
And this Northeast will be the first.
That'll be the second one, yes, sir.
Are there plans for more?
There's plan for, actually, I maybe have misspoke, for 3 more at least.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And I guess it's because at this point in the stage, because of maybe logistics, the property tax zone will be on Freedom Drive as opposed to being at those regional centers as a convenience to those.
Yes, sir. Unless something changes. Okay.
Okay, we want to thank these ladies for coming with this great information. This has been wonderful. This has been wonderful. Thank you for what you do to help people, especially your next door neighbor. Okay, we are sorry. At this point, we're going to take announcements. Okay, Natalie.
I was instructed by Sarah Stevenson to let everybody know that she will be at the Blackberry Brunch. It is going to be September 10th. It's from 11 a.m. to 2. I'm not going to try to give you all your details. The website is easy to remember. It's BWC, which stands for Black Women's Caucus. So it's bwccharlotte.com, and you can get all of your information as well as buy your tickets. Sarah said to let you know that she will be noticing who bought a ticket and who didn't.
And that is true. That is true. I don't know if any of you have heard her lately or seen her, but she is just 100% her. She is really good. Kim?
Good morning.
Good
Thank
morning.
you for the opportunity to make an announcement. Just want to announce that Congresswoman Alma Adams will be hosting a Women's Health and Reproductive Rights Town Hall tomorrow. It is virtual. The Time is 12 p.m. to 1:30. You can go to adams.house.gov, Women's Health, and RSVP for that.
Okay, and I do want to introduce Ms. Hodges, Dr. Hodges. She is the new district director for Congressman Alma Adams' 12th District of North Carolina. We will be seeing her often here, but she's here to support us and Congresswoman Adams also. Okay. Sylvia?
Yes, Dr. Black wanted me to come and let you know that Genesis Project is now a certified care management team. And we like to see what partnership takes with the county. When December comes, all Medicaid clients will be asked to choose a medical company. Yes. So we want to get the word out. Genesis has already qualified.
Wonderful.
We can be referred. We don't want to be discriminated against and be put on the same list that the other agencies are on. We do have a grant up in the Halifax, Vance, Warren, Native American community. We'll be working with at least 16 to 8 churches up there, putting medical equipment, 10,000 in each church of medical equipment, plus giving them about $7,500 to run medical programs in those low-income communities.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much.
And we're also part of Family Promise that is doing nonprofit housing.
Thank you. And this information needs to be sent to Steve to put on the website.
Steve gets all my
Okay, great. Are there any other announcements?
I just wanted to say,
Okay.
the air conditioning drive went really well this past Saturday, and of course it was overcompensated, but it was wonderful. There is a need out here. Thank you so much.
Okay. We thank our state legislator, Majid, for being here with us today. Okay. We have Mr. Reverend Monty Witherspoon. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. Reverend Monty Witherspoon, candidate for School Board District 2. Glad to be here. Very informative. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
I just like to, I just want to say that this has really been some really excellent information we have for this morning, and we know we have an audience out there, virtual audience, but we would like for those of us that are regulars here, that facilitators, we are going to be here. So we're asking you all to send someone if you all can't come from your establishments, from your offices, but for everyone that's here this morning, to bring someone with you next Tuesday, the next time we have. And when we have our Congresswoman here on the 6th of September, we want to make sure that this room is full. So we want to rebuild what we had before and bringing our guests to speak, because this type of information is what we need to continue to disseminate through our communities. So bring one with you on next Tuesday. Thank you.
Very good, very good. We want to fill this room up. We love our virtual community, but come on back and join us. We have fun in here. So come on back. Come on back. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Who's here next week? Who's here next week?
What is next week?
What's your date?
The 30th, is it the?
Oh, it's Catherine Furman Sellers with United Way.
Wow.
It's gonna be
Yes. Catherine from United Way, yes. Now that's a very important one. She has a grant, and she'll talk about the grant when she comes. But thank you so much for coming. We appreciate you. Want you to come back every Tuesday. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you.